Yeah.
What's up, Bobby?
Not too much, guy. How's it going?
What's going on? Good to see you, man.
You too, man.
We have Gabriel Rodriguez, Bobby Hernandez, who we just most recently saw on the Netflix hit show Cobra Kai. You guys play Juan and Hector. It's an honor to have you guys on today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And before we get things kicked off, how's your guys' New Year going so far?
Mine's been going great, man. Ready to get this upcoming few weeks going. Got some things lined up, so ready to rock and roll. Stay in the gym. You know what I mean? All that good stuff.
Yeah, no, good. He stays in the gym all the time. I see you, Bobby. I see you on social media here for the selfies. He's always sparring and so forth. I stay pretty active. The new year has been it's been great. Spend time with the family, the kids. It's been great. But yeah, I mean, training is a big part. Bobby will tell you, training is a big part of what we do. We have to be ready.
And jumping right into Cobra Kai. So your guys' scene was technically the first fight scene of season 3. So you guys kind of kicked off the tone for us on Cobra Kai season 3, and it was a Dodgers Giants game, and being from the Bay Area, there's some heated rivalries there between the Giants and the Dodgers, but apparently Johnny didn't really care about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, how did it feel kind of kicking off the show with the first fight scene of Cobra Kai?
Man, on my end, to be honest with you, we actually filmed that scene later on the shoot schedule, I guess, per se. So I didn't even know that it was part of the first episode until actually we started filming. But yeah, I didn't know that it was the first fight of the first scene of the first episode. That didn't hit me till I actually was on set. We actually broke down the script and stuff like that. But once I found that out, man, I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I think we knew that it was, yeah, like you said, I think we knew that it was going to be part of the first episode, but we didn't know it was going to be the first fight. Bobby, I don't know if you knew or if you got the sides early, and they were a little different in the beginning, right? There was a cop that was gonna appear.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. There was gonna be a cop that came on board and was gonna show up, and I believe we're gonna have a conversation with him, or I can't really remember verbatim what it was.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered when you said he's gonna have a conversation with him. The way it was written, instead, and jump in, Bobby, if I'm wrong, but the way it was written, instead of me giving him, introducing him to my size 12 Jordans, it was the cops. Bobby would go call the cops, and they would be in like relatively close distance because the cop would show up, and then I complained to the cop, and then Johnny, the cop asked him for are you drunk? And then asked him for his ID. And then not Bobby, Johnny takes a swing at the cop.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
That's what it is. And then Bobby and I, Hector and Juan, are sitting there looking like, what the hell? This guy's gone. Right? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, he was originally supposed to fight the police officer.
Yeah.
And then me and you are looking at each other like, I can't
like,
believe
what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
So, and he's going back and forth a little bit with the cop. Then the cop finally restrains him, and then you get to the part where that mugshot, because we got the whole episode, and then then it moves on to the next scene. So that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, there's, I mean, as you guys know, I mean, as soon as a season ends, there's theories throughout the entire year. And then when the trailer came out, folks were a lot of fans were speculating that Johnny got in the fight with the cops. And so it makes sense that could have been, it seems like it was originally the thought process. But yeah, I mean, you guys know sometimes these bar fights, I mean, they usually get settled before the cops even get there. So I definitely think it was more realistic the scene that we got, and definitely more impactful as well, because we got a really good intro to your characters. And
that's actually the reason why I was able to tap into the Juan that I brought out, because I was teased a lot when I was in middle school. If you look at my ears, so I was called Dumbo, and it wasn't until later on that my head actually grew to my ear, the size to accommodate my ears. But I couldn't go to school my body. I couldn't go to school my birthday. I'd get destroyed. So I was totally a big fan of LaRusso growing up, because so you can only imagine what I brought to the table when I had to take out Johnny, because it was all that Dumbo ears. So when I brought the stomping, I was real. I was.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time believing anybody picked on you in school, man. I feel like you were doing the pick.
Nah, dude, it was a whole different animal.
Yeah.
I was skinny, scrawny. I was like LaRusso.
Yeah.
I was short, and the only thing big on me were the ears. And chicks wanted nothing to do with me. I got moved from 3 different middle schools. So when I saw Karate Kid come on, I'm not sure if Bobby's too young for it, but when I saw it come on, I was like, oh shit, this is me. I can relate to this. So to then get an opportunity to beat on that bully that I had to encounter so much during high school, I was like, bring it. I think John came up to me, I think after the stomping and you know, the foot to the face, because Johnny's not there, obviously, to the foot to the face. He's like, man, you know, I forget if one of the 3, like, you brought it, whatever, you know, good acting chops. I was like, I'm thinking to myself in my head, I wasn't acting. This was therapy for me. This was therapeutic. You know, I'm thinking, God forbid you had placed Johnny there, because I was going to town.
Yeah, I know. I mean, both you guys have, you know, kind of both dual stunt work and actor work as well. So both you guys are extremely credited stuntmen as well. I'm imagining that was probably you coming through the window. There was no stunt for the stuntman.
No, nothing at all. It was us, and we were chilling. Bobby, you know, Hector, I got to pick on the stuff he's doing in the shower. You know what I'm saying? You know, Hector needs like a book to read in the shower. You know, that kind of stuff. So it's funny because the writing had us, you know, obviously you only saw that one take, but we were truly like cracking up.
Yeah.
Bobby, am I wrong?
No, yeah, it was actually a perfect pick, because like we've worked with each other before on previous projects and just got along good. So it was really awesome the way it all worked out. Actually, so a funny story is I had auditioned as well for the role of Juan.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did I?
Yeah, I had auditioned for Juan, and I didn't hear back, and I was like, oh, well, we'll see what I got. Maybe I didn't get the part. And they said, hey, you know what? We booked you. We're going to give you the role. So I booked the role Juan off auditioning for Hector. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I got the role for Juan. And I was like, well, I wonder who's going to play Hector. So Juan, yes. So I was like, well, I wonder who booked Juan. And I was like, what other stunt actor Latino guys do I know? And I remember being in a conversation with G-Rod, and I was just like, hey man, what's up? I was like, hey man, by any chance are you gonna be on Cobra Kai? And he's like, bro, how did you know that? I was like, man, lucky you guys.
Oh shit, I forgot about that text page.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you read for Juan. Look at MovieJunk, just breaking news here.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's cool the way that it all worked out, man.
Yeah,
I'm really happy with it.
I couldn't have picked a better partner in crime or anti-crime, because I go back to that moment in the car. I think, you know, it looks shocking, and there's obviously some acting involved. That has to be the physical acting, but I think, you know, Bobby and I are truly fully engaged in laughter, and I think that was like later. We had been on for hours and hours. Mm-hmm. So you start getting a little bit like, you know, kind of comfortable and kind of like, oh shit, it's a long day. So we're cracking up, and I can tell that smash was the first smash of that window, was one of the first, and that it was so beautiful because it totally caught us off guard. Bobby, am I wrong? Just,
Yeah.
We're there literally shooting the shit. And just, whoa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And definitely now, I mean, you know, there's a fandom kind of built around you guys. And so yeah, definitely, I mean, it'd be interesting to see kind of how your characters can evolve. Hopefully we can see you guys in season 4 and future seasons, you know, maybe catching you guys in the street, or maybe even be funny if you guys try to hear about Miyagi-Do and want to get some training on karate. And then all of a sudden you guys bump into Johnny. He's there.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
That would be interesting. But here's the thing I want to ask you. Look at Hector here, right? Look at Hector here, and ask yourself, who does he look like?
He kind of looks like maybe LaRusso's cousin.
Yeah, think in the Latino.
Oh, Miguel.
Don't you see that?
I could see that.
Oye, llama a mi mamá, decirle que estoy ocupado. Sorry.
So maybe he can be a relative of Miguel.
Father, look, he looks like the older version of him. Look at this dude.
I could see that, Bobby. What's your thought process on that? Do you think maybe you and Carmen met at some point, or?
Oh man, maybe a prom date or something. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, guy. I had seen some stuff on the internet, like conspiracy theories type stuff, and it was crazy. A buddy had sent it to me. He's just like, "Look, man, look what they're saying about you on Reddit." And I was like, "What are they saying about me on Reddit?" And I looked like, "Is Bobby Hernandez Hector Miguel's father?" And I was like, "What?" It was pretty cool, man, the way it played out. I was more flattered and cool. You know, it just felt really cool to have people even suspect that or even think about that or anything like that, man. So it was really cool that fans even would even bring me up as a role like that. So it was more flattering, and it was just cool to see.
It's uncanny.
Yeah. What's it like working with the legend, William Zabka?
That was cool, man. You know, of course, I grew up watching the movie, you know, as a kid. I remember one summer just watching it over and over and over and over again, Karate Kid, man. I just remember doing that. And so even when I got the call to get on the show, it was awesome. And to work with him I couldn't have worked with, probably one of the coolest guys I've worked with, man. We really didn't get to talk too much because we were in the middle of filming and stuff like that. And on downtime, he was doing his thing, we were doing our thing. But in between cuts and breaks, I talked to him for a little bit, and you know, he talked about MMA. You know, we had a little bit of conversation about MMA and some of the guys that he's trained with and that he's friends with. You know, and that he's buddies with Frank Shamrock, and I grew up watching Frank Shamrock, and just cool stuff like that, man. He's just a cool guy to talk to, and just down to earth. You know, everybody says that phrase. You know, it's overused sometimes. He's a down to earth guy, but he really is. He was just a cool guy, normal guy, and we just talked it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback that and say the same. And again, yeah, you hear, you know, this person's down to earth and so on and so forth, but you also hear about the people that will remain nameless that are and Bobby can relate, that are just celebrities that are tricky to deal with, man. I think we've all had those experiences, Bobby.
Oh yeah.
But no, William, you know, Billy, just in between, he'd be like, "Hey, you know, checking in with me, you know, is that cool or whatever?" You know, plenty of times. He's like, "Hey, so I hear we're gonna do this, whatever." Just very, very tuned in, checking in on what's going on, because obviously safety is our main concern. That's first and foremost. We want to sell the product. We want to make sure that the product that we're putting out, that people are buying it, the audience, and I think that they did based on the response that we're getting. But safety is first and foremost. But he was a complete pleasure to work with, man. Honestly, other than the fact that he in my mind was the bully from middle school that I was tapping into, but I was able to log off, you know, in between takes and deal with just William. But when they switched to Johnny, I was all in.
I like it. Looks like you're getting ready for season 4. That's going to be the new look, new beard.
You know, it's crazy, but people are saying that you know, friends and stuff, that they're pointing out, like Bobby did, that it looks different. I don't notice it, you know, because I'm the one growing it. But Bobby, it looks different.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I gotta get rid of those. I gotta get rid of those grays. You know what I'm saying? Because that lets people know I'm older than 21.
There you go.
And
G-Rod, so you're originally from Venezuela, right?
Yeah, I'm originally from Venezuela, South America, born. That is my origin. I came to this country when I was 5, and we started off in Maine, Bangor, Maine, which is very cold, and then ended up in Florida, and then obviously Atlanta, where this was filmed, and then of course the bullying that happened in between. What's kind of cool, you know, this is interesting, is that what my parents did for me, you know, to sort of counter the bullying, was they put me in karate class to defend myself, right? To learn some self-defense. So my background is karate, and it's actually Okinawan Goju-Ryu karate, which is what Miyagi-Do is based on. So if you think about it, bringing it full circle, Johnny actually caught an ass whooping from Miyagi-Do.
That's the truth. That's the truth right there. Yeah, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance. And Bobby, your role, I mean, Johnny tried doing his kick, which I've rarely seen him miss. And you were kind of agile too. You know, you made him miss it. You know, he was a little drunk, but still. So it seems like you had some trim. You know, Johnny just caught the wrong guys. They're just wrong place, you know, for Johnny.
Bobby did that. That Matrix. It was in slow-mo. Like, what are you, seriously? Okay, here we go. And that first punch to the gut, it was so powerful. I felt, I was there. Obviously, I wasn't looking at it, but when you know, the final product, I felt that. I was like, that was nice. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, we caught him on an off day. You know, Hector and Juan are just trying to have a good time, minding our own business. You know what I'm saying? You come to a sports bar, we're not here to see no news from no coma kid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I mean, in all fairness, I mean, you know, it's a bar. You know, there's going to be a little bit of trash talk, but you didn't really do anything too wrong. You know what I mean? You didn't attack. You know, it was just a little bit of trash talk. And you know, anytime there's sports involved, there's going to be a little bit of trash talking. You know, there's some booze in there. But Johnny was the one that tried to do the first attack. You know what I mean? And you know, goes and cracks your guys' windshield. I mean, what else are you supposed to do?
And Bobby even said, you know, what the hell are you doing? You know, Hector's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, here's your opportunity. Even after you did what you did, smashing the window, here's your opportunity to kind of have a logical moment. Bobby, am I right? What the hell are you doing?
Exactly.
Out of his mouth, kicking your ass.
Yeah, take swings. First thing. Self-defense.
It was 100% self-defense.
Yeah. 100%.
You know?
I mean, Bobby gave him that Hector gave him that opportunity. What the hell are you doing? Like, dude, bring it together. Bring it home. Kicking your ass.
Were you guys Cobra Kai fans before joining the show? Were you guys fully caught up, or?
I was. I had seen the first season, and I made it through halfway the second season. I believe I saw the second season. I saw pieced it back and forth. But I do remember the school fight being one of the bigger stunt fights. I remember that. And then seeing him get kicked off the rail and or kicked over the edge and hitting the rail and all that kind of stuff.
Your son. No, don't record.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, Michael. Yeah.
Spreading.
It might be. We might find that out next season. What about you, G-Rod? Were you caught up on Cobra Kai?
You know, it's funny because I got this whole the genesis of this whole thing, and it might be the same for Bobby. Was a text from Ken Bearfield, one of the on the stunt team. He's one of the folks that coordinates the stunts. Ken actually played. You know when they do the flashbacks to the 60s?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know Jesse Cove, his I don't know the character name. You know his right hand that he's kind of bouncing jokes off of at the diner. that's one of the main stunt people that reaches out to stunt folks, books them, and trains with them, and coordinates the stunts. So he actually, I don't know what the character's name ended up being, but he actually reached out to me. Was that the same for you, Bobby?
Yeah. I can't. I remember he reached out to me, and then I read for them, and then also I had my agent reach out to me.
Okay. Okay.
It was. I really can't remember how it went, but I remember having a talk with. It was either Janelle, I think, is the one that contacted me.
And with Janelle plays a double for she's a double for
Tori?
Peyton List. Yeah.
Tori, yeah.
So I got the text and I'm like looking at this thing. And Cobra, what? I think I was on a treadmill and I'm like, Cobra, what? I was like, you available? I was like, yeah, I'm available. Let's go. Which is typically, am I right? It's typically a response. Let's go. Show me where I need to fall. Who am I killing? Who's getting shot? You know, this is what we do. This is what we get. So it wasn't like a straight booking. He said, so it's there's a little bit of acting involved. It's an action role. It's stunty. So we're gonna put it through to casting, but we want to make sure that you're available. I was like, let's go. That was my response. Next thing you know, I auditioned for it, and it had been, I think, like a week. I had forgotten about it, and they're like, hey, you booked. So afterwards, in all honesty, it wasn't like afterwards where I started, I think 2 days after it hit me, I was like, what is this Cobra stuff? So then I was like, oh, Karate Kid. And then afterwards, I started watching it. I think I jumped on a friend's YouTube Premium, that sort of thing, and I was hooked instantly. Yeah, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna pay for YouTube Premium. So I jumped on a friend's YouTube account, and I think I killed the whole first season in one night. I was hooked.
Yeah, that was one of the things too. It's, me personally, I got joined, I heard about this show and I was like, man, like anything Karate Kid related, I'm on board. And then saw it was on YouTube Premium and, joined on, actually did a trial just so I can get through the first season. And then I knew they were going to make a second season. So I just continued the membership.
Yeah, the membership.
When you watched it, I mean, you just always felt that this show needed a home on Netflix. And I think even the creators had always intended that this needed to be a Netflix show. And it did. It's funny how fate works. But that was one of the first episode, I think, got like 60 million or 70 million views. So it was a huge hit right off the gate.
Right.
But a lot of folks, it wasn't as accessible to them. So they probably could have done a lot more. And, the show of Cobra Kai, season 3 hadn't even been released yet. And it was #1 on Netflix. And it was a show that came out, like a year ago.
Right.
So, when folks were getting on board to Cobra Kai, and I was like, "Have you seen this show?" I was like, "Guys, I've been telling you guys about this show."
Right. It's interesting how when it has to hit like that platform, Netflix is a whole different animal. I actually got worried. I'm not sure if Bobby did, but I was like, because we shot this almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, is this like dead in the water? Before they made the Netflix announcement, I was like, I think I even texted Bobby. I was like, dude, have you heard anything? And then the announcement started rolling in that they're going to find a home on Hulu or Netflix. Were you at all concerned, Bobby?
Yeah, I was more bummed out because I didn't know what was going to happen. I knew that they had a deal through YouTube Red. When I heard it was gone, I didn't know what was going on. But I did know that it was a very, very popular show and that it did have this huge, almost like, well, it is like a cult following behind the Karate Kid, such a huge fan base. So I knew it was going to go somewhere. So when it got picked up, that was just, I was just super excited, man. I had been waiting. And so when it got picked up, I was like, oh, this is awesome. A lot of people are going to see this. So
was it hard for you guys to keep it a secret all this time?
No, no, because that's kind of how the game works, and what we do. These tons of things that I know for myself, and I'm pretty sure for G-Rod too. That we're excited to talk about, but you can't say anything. So that's how the game works.
Yeah, that's he's right. There's something that I'm very excited about right now. that's coming out in August, and Bobby, I know that you're equally excited about something that's coming out in August.
Oh man, you guys got me curious now.
Um, I think we're both equally excited. No, I've been waiting for that for a very long time. So look, it becomes part of it. My kids had known that I was going to be on Cobra Kai, and I had to keep my mouth shut with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're huge fans. They want to know what was going down. So for them to finally see, which I think is pretty damn cool, Bobby, that we are the only ones, Hector and Juan are the only ones that have laid down a beating on Johnny. Johnny hasn't been beat at all until he got to us. I just want to point that out for the record.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. And it's cool to see. What's so cool, man, is to see, because I've worked on, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I know for G-Rod as well, we've done some pretty cool shows.
Yeah.
You know, we've done some cool shows and on some networks and stuff like that. But never have I worked on a show like this that has gotten so many fans and people involved in what's going on, and it's so cool. And they know you're an actor as well, and you know you have it, but they still consider you this character. You know what I mean? And they start making up scenarios. Well, you only caught him because he's drunk, or he wasn't looking for problems. You know what I mean? So it's really cool to have that interaction with fans on this kind of show as well. You know, just sticking up for Johnny and you know, saying, oh, he was just drunk, that's why you guys caught him. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's really cool.
I'm getting. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Please go ahead.
I'm getting a lot of that too. I'm getting hit up in DMs with people justifying. None of them insulting or anything, but they're like, well, you know, I love your work, but you know, you only caught him slipping because he was drunk. A lot of justification. It's been a whole unique experience with this fandom, honestly. Because you know, Bobby will tell you, we put in the work, we get thrown through a window or smashed and killed, or we do, you know, the killing, and we move on to the next, Everything that he and I do, for the most part, is very action based. There's a lot of there's look, it's gotten to the point where family members will see me pop up on something and I'll ruin the show for them because they'll look and they'll text me, all right, so what's gonna happen? I know some shit's going down. Who's getting killed? You getting killed? So I'm ruining it for them. So, but we just do what we do and move on to the next. Whereas this one was kind of like, whoa, what the reception has been so incredible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and one of the things that you know, I'm having a hard time believing that Johnny's gonna just let this slip, and that's why I think you guys are gonna come back. He's gonna catch you guys, you know, when he's sober. He's gonna see you guys somewhere. Maybe he's at a bar, you know, having a drink with Carmen, and then he sees you guys. I'm telling you, this, what goes around comes around. Something's gonna happen with you guys and John at some point.
But I'm not sure if Bobby feels the same way based on the reception we're getting, but I feel like the Johnny that we've come to know and love, I don't think he can let this slide.
Yeah.
I don't think he's one to let this slide. Bobby, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, if you look from Karate Kid all the way up till now, has he ever? You know, so I don't think it'd be his character to let it slide. But
right.
What happens with Eagle fame? Huh?
I agree. Bobby, so you mentioned you know, the original Karate Kid, and we kind of, you know, got a sense from G-Rod, you know, potentially what his favorite Karate Kid was. Do you have a personal favorite out of the franchise between 1, 2, 3, and the next Karate Kid? One that kind of resonates?
Man, my favorite one is I'm a fan of Karate Kid 2, the final scene. You know what I mean? It's just so more action packed. You know, you got this guy, especially the whole the ice breaking deal and stuff like that.
They bring that song
number
back.
2 was yeah. Number 2 was a good one for me, man. That was a cool one because it really showed to me, it was him like going over to another country and fighting that style of art where it was birthed from, you know what I mean? And that he could hold his own and he did his thing, you know. It's more of like an action-packed scene. You're fighting over this chick now, you know, that just got hit. Now you're doing this whole deal. So it's more of a, like, that's the hero, Daniel LaRusso right there. Like, this is a guy that can handle business. And that one was my favorite one.
Yeah, no, definitely for me. I mean, it's a toss-up between the first and the second. definitely in the second, it definitely seemed like everything was kind of coming to fruition, and it wasn't a tournament anymore. This is for real, like life or death.
Right.
So it kind of turned it into like, hey, this is the segue into adulthood. So it was great, and kind of seeing those returning characters like Chosen and Kumiko come back.
Yeah.
And we even got Ali. I mean, it was just a great, everything just kind of fit the narrative. There was no fan service that was forced. It was just all, to fit the story. And you definitely can see that both Daniel and Johnny have now grown from this, having Ali return back, and she was the conduit between them. Even though they both one has a girlfriend, one has a wife, but Ali can still get, you know what I mean?
There you go.
It was just awesome, seeing all those and what's in store in the future.
Yeah, most definitely. See what happens in season 4.
As far as yeah, kind of what's keeping you guys busy, during these times. Are there any other shows that you guys are binge watching? I mean, as fans, instead of the ones that you guys are. We talk about stuff you guys are working on. What are you guys binge watching nowadays?
Honestly, right now between I have 2 little ones and gym and training, I have very little time to sit down and really watch. And by the time it comes time for me to sit down and watch something, I'm already wiped out for the night. But what I have been wanting to start is this show on HBO called Warrior. Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's based off Bruce Lee, like a thing of Bruce Lee, and that's what I want to check out. So that's what I'm eyeing to watch right now. Is this HBO Warrior Warrior on HBO Max? Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, G-Rod?
I just got done with Lucifer, which I enjoyed a lot, and this other show called The Affair, which is totally different. There's no action in that. So in between, that's what I just finished. I mean, there's very little time with the kids, as he said, and it's that kind of stuff you just put on to fall asleep. But other than that, just putting stuff on tape. Auditions are starting to come through, which is great. The phone's starting to ring, right, Bobby? The phone's starting to ring, which is, after so many months of shit being shut down, it's welcomed. So while we do have stuff in the pipeline that we've already shot, it's exciting. It's exciting for the phones to start ringing. I've worked on a couple stuff, and everything's, not to get into the COVID stuff. I'm not sure if you're going to touch on that, but it's a whole new day out there with this COVID testing on productions and stuff, and things are very unique for us now out there in the field.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, is that productions have started, and places like Atlanta is shooting, and but you guys have to do like 3 tests a week, and it's a super tight safety precautions. So things are back to business, but it's still kind of much different from what it was just a year ago.
Very much so.
And kind of touching on these times, have you guys picked up? I know Bobby, professional bodybuilder, is always keeping in shape. Are there any hobbies that you guys are keeping up with? G-Rod and Bobby, have you guys picked up any new hobbies during these times?
Picked up, I wouldn't say picked up new ones, but sharpening up. Yeah. I play guitar, so I've been playing a lot of guitar.
Oh, cool.
So that's one thing. Other than that, just read. I never used to read. I know that sounds bad, but I never was a big book reader until just recently starting to understand more in business type stuff and people's different perspectives and views and stuff like that. So I've been reading a book here and there.
I've been staying pretty active in the gym. I started jiu-jitsu back up recently. So just trying to stay ready. I jumped back into the masterclass, masterclass.com, and I'm not promoting. I don't have stocks in it, but Dustin Hoffman has a masterclass, which is absolutely just amazing, spectacular. So I went through that whole masterclass again now that I had time, but that's about it.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. Just from meeting, some of the actors and directors, when you're doing sessions like this, what we've been it's going to be very interesting to see the content that we're going to get in the coming years, because you got, just these great minds that are just kind of isolated, and you can't really keep folks like yourselves from not trying to expand their game. So the new projects that we're going to see, the new scripts that are being developed, from folks at home, I'm just excited to see what the upcoming years are going to produce as far as new and interesting content.
And it's safer for us to keep us busy. Let the industry put us to work, because if we're not throwing people through windows and we're not throwing hands with somebody on set, we're going to do it out there in the public.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You need to cut that out. It's safer for the civilians. If we ain't doing this shit on TV, we're going to take it out somewhere. People in the grocery store, I was about to grab that Rice Krispies. I was gonna grab that Rice Krispies. You don't know. You just don't know. We got to take out the energy somewhere. Where's the camera? Motherfucker's gonna look.
One question I did want to ask, again, just kind of going back to that bar scene, and this for both of you guys. Are you guys really Dodger fans?
I'll spill the beans. I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm not a big, I'll be honest, I'm not a big baseball guy. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I never was a huge baseball guy. I think it was more because like my dad wasn't a baseball guy, so it wasn't on TV at my house, But I love going to watch a game here and there, but I'm not a big baseball guy.
I'm not either. Matter of fact, I forget who it was that came up to me and had to tell me what I'm seeing on the screen at that very moment. Bobby, you were there. I think you were paying attention, because I don't think my reaction was on point on what was happening. And I forget who it was. I told him, maybe, God, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Are we watching somebody run with the ball that way? What's going on? And they literally like caught on very quickly. Oh, gotcha. This motherfucker doesn't know what's going on. So I see the guy run from here to this space to that one, and blah blah blah. I was like, okay, and so that's why I was able to apply that sort of build-up reaction to the goal. You have to
to the goal. Yeah, to the goal. Yeah,
the goal.
Thank you. To the goal. I'm serious. So they broke it down to me like, oh, this isn't a sports guy. So then that's where, and I'm glad they did that, because I think that we appropriately applied that sort of build-up. The ball is going that way. The ball's going in the hoop. I'm kidding. It was. So no. So to answer that, I'm not even a sports fan. I don't even like sports.
Yeah.
And I was like decked out, right? I mean, it was Dodgers. Like mine was like decked out in blue and Dodgers.
Yeah, bro, you had a tie-dye Dodger shirt.
I was like bleeding blue.
I was telling Bobby, because we were chatting a little bit earlier, that I'm from the Bay Area, and it was a Dodgers Giants game, and again, kind of how intense those riots are, and just how personal some of those games are. But no, I mean, it was authentic, because that stuff does happen. Unfortunately, there's been some rough fights because of those two teams. But yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it just makes it a little bit funnier when it's Johnny, who doesn't care about any of these teams.
Right.
It's just, you know what I mean, and just catches a just an upset Dodger fan at the wrong place.
And it's great the way that they framed it. I mean, obviously, I got the general gist of it, but one of them came up to me and said, this is the framework that we're dealing with, and they handed it to me, and I got to roll with it, right? But it was as simple as, look, you're a guy, you're with your buddy, you guys are watching a baseball game, and you're not beefing, and like you said in the beginning, we're not looking to beef, you know what I'm saying? But we're at a place, and that's the way it was framed to me, and this is what they wanted me to deliver. You're at a place that's a sports bar. See, I may not be into sports, but I know if I'm going to a sports bar, what I'm going to be dealing with, and it's not, the news or some coma kid. So I knew I was able to tap into somebody who was a true sports fan that is just out to have a good time with his buddy. And I'm glad that we were able to achieve that and get the reception that has been. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I know that Bobby has too. I've never have experienced this kind of reception, honestly. And I thought it was just another. We do this. I put ice on myself in the morning, you know, and do what we got to do, and we're on to the next one. Honestly, that's how we do it, right? I did not think it was going to be this kind of reception. Bobby, you agree?
Yeah, very much so. I did not. And again, that's one of the coolest things for me, is getting, just everything about it. Just seeing the fan base and the amount of people that follow it and the reception, how people like identify you, like, yo, you're those guys. No, you're not Bobby or Gio. You're those two guys now.
Yeah.
That's who you guys are. And it's really cool, man. And it's really cool to see how much other people want to interact with you. You know what I mean? How much they want to talk to you about the role. And like I said, how they make up their own theories on it's for real for them. You know what I mean? For a lot of these people, it's for real. For a lot of these kids, it's for real. Like, we only caught Johnny because he's drunk. And
I think we forget that, right, Bobby? Sometimes we just forget that these people are looking at it not like us. We're looking at it as just work.
Yeah.
And it's for real for them. Like I had a kid tell his daddy, "Look, there's the guy that beat up Johnny, Cobra Kai," and this dude is like, 12, and his eyes like lit up. You forget, right? Because he and I were doing this day in day out. We're just icing, going to the next one. Icing, going to the next one. What's the deal? These are the sides. Okay, let's do the choreo and let's move on to the next. These people are looking, these kids, I get a lot of kids. These kids are like, I know you are as well, Bobby. And it's so cool because they're looking at it with a different pair of eyes. They're looking at it, like he said, it's not just, it's not even us playing a character named Johnny and named Hector and Juan. They're looking at us, there's got to be more to it. They're like,
yeah.
And then, it's so cool to see, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah. Like I said, it's amazing just how they come up with their own theories behind everything. Like, no, this is what's gonna happen next. No, like that's Miguel's dad. It's like, what? Like it's just so crazy the way that it all keeps going and continuing, and just like fans. But that's again, it's super cool. It's super cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you guys are experiencing it firsthand, and just with the actors that I've been able to interview from Cobra Kai, that I've been fortunate to interview from Cobra Kai, just everyone has kind of echoed the same verse. It's just that this fandom is just unbelievable, and for a lot of them, I mean, nothing has been quite as close to the fandom that that the Cobra Kai and Karate Kid universe. For me, I mean, it's very similar to like the Star Wars universe, the way that those fans interact, and I'm part of them as well. And just the way that you can come up with these different types of theories, and like for me, even for me when I do these interviews, I struggle with calling the actor by their name or by their character name. I always screw that because that's how we resonate. We relate to you guys. You know what I mean? Because it's this whole world, and even if a character has a smaller role, they're part of the universe. You know what I mean? And then like, where is this character going to grow from? So. It's just unbelievable. And again, it was, I think it was because it was that kickoff scene, and you guys are with the star of the show, that I'm telling you, man, he's going to come back looking for you guys. I wouldn't, and I don't think you guys are going to be hiding either. I think you guys are going to be asking for it too.
Yeah. And it's funny because I didn't, and I'm not sure if it hit Bobby, but it didn't hit me what you just said until people started like bringing it to my attention. Like, dude, do you understand that you guys were the launch, this highly anticipated show? You guys are right at the gate, the action, right at the gate in the first episode of the highly anticipated season with the star of the show. So I'm like, oh shit, okay. Then it kind of hit me. Bobby, was that something that kind of just blew your mind a bit?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I didn't know that I didn't know that we were the first. I didn't even really know that it was the first episode. All I had really understood was the dialogue and the character. Like I said, it wasn't until we actually got on there that I found out what episode and that this was the first fight. I think someone said it to me like nonchalantly, like one of the crew or somebody was like, "Yeah, you guys are the first. You know, this is the first scene." So like, oh wow, you know, it's just yeah, you guys are the first fight. You know, you guys take off the show. But yeah, it was really cool, man. And I know as a fan of the show, I was excited, not just because I was in it, but just because, well, one, yes, because I was in it, but one, because I knew that what was going to kick off the show. You know what I mean? I knew that this was going to be the first fight. So when I saw it, just for me personally, everything went right. Right guy that I was working with, right scene, right. It was awesome. Just the whole project in itself was just awesome to work on, and the role that I got, and the scenario and the fight, and the coordinators who were working on it. Everything was just so amazing and awesome.
And I'm going to echo that sentiment because, like I said, we've been doing this for many, many years. And look, you got to bring it one way or another. Alexa, shut up. Sorry. Alexa, stop. You got to bring it. You got to bring it regardless, right? I was fortunate to know that Bobby was playing Hector in advance, as he said. But these people, these 100 people, are just staring at you, staring at the cameras, and you know everything's laid out. There's a ton of money going into this. They don't give a shit. Excuse my language. They don't give a shit if your chemistry is great or it's not. You know, they're just going through the motions, right? Going through the motions. So yeah, it makes it a whole lot better and easier when you're working with somebody who you have great chemistry with. But like I said, there's times when you don't, and you're expected to bring it. So I really could not have asked for a better partner in anti-crime, minding our own business, having a good time. It just worked out great because one of the things that through the years I have learned is when you're doing dialogue that that involves tapping into the chemistry. If you can tap into that without without going through the artificial process, because that's why they do. Sometimes you'll see that they do 10 takes, and you're sitting there asking yourself, why are we doing this 100 times? Is because they're not seeing that chemistry, that natural chemistry. So he and I were able to tap into the only thing that changed is when they said action and cut. Yeah. But he and I were shooting the shit before they hit action and cut, so it was easy, just ride right into it. So it facilitates the process. It makes it easier for them, the director, if we're just gelling through the whole thing, which we were. I mean, we're just two guys at a bar. So I think in the bar scene, actually, before I approach to change the remote, we're aware, right? You're in an artificial setting. There's a camera guy over there. There's 100 people looking at you and all this. We're aware. But at one point, he and I we got beers there and everything, and we're just shooting the shit. And they yelled action, and we just got started. So that's so cool to see because, like I said, there's times where you just have to crank it up. Okay, the chemistry is not here. I still got to bring it because I'm doing a job. It's a job. At the end of the day, it's a job that we're doing. We need to perform. We need to execute well. So, yeah. It was just great that I was able to do this with Hector. See, I'm having trouble too.
Yeah, no, definitely. And again, just kind of touching back, both you guys have some extensive stunt work experience as well too, and a lot of times, the stunt side of it, they don't really get as much credit as the actors do, even though they're the ones that are bringing everything to life. Mm-hmm. And for me, I've paid attention to movies, and I follow some stuntmen as well. But for a lot of the fans, the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where you see Brad Pitt and yes. Leo, one's the actor and one's the stuntman. But Leo's character wouldn't really have a career if it wasn't for Brad Pitt's character. Right. But for you guys, do you guys have a preference between either or? Are both roles just as valuable to you guys, or anywhere you guys can share the difference between both?
For me personally, I love when I can do them both at the same time. You know what I mean? When I can act and then also do my own stunts, or if I'm coming on as a stunt actor, an actor that performs his own stunts to make the scene or whatever the part be. But to me, they're both equally the same. I look at them both equally the same. I believe one has higher, well, they both have their own risk, right? One has a different set of risks than the other one. But one obviously more exciting than the other one, at times. But for me, they're both equally as important to make whatever it is, whatever project come to life. No one to me is higher or lower on the totem pole or anything like that. You can ask somebody else that question and they'll give you a different answer, but that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with Bobby. I enjoyed the when I see these opportunities come through my inbox. I'm not gonna lie. Meaning if it's not coming from the stunt guys, right? From the stunt coordinators, and I don't want to be presumptuous, but in case you don't know, this stuff usually comes from the stunt coordinators. They don't come through our agent. So there's times where I'll have these opportunities to read. I'll have these opportunities to read for something, and I'll jump right in to the sides. And Bobby, let me know if this is what you're doing. And I'll jump right in and see, and I'll look for the action. When is shit going down?
Yeah.
Is shit going down? And I'm not gonna lie, there's opportunities that I've of course booked that it doesn't have the action. It feels not empty, but it feels like I'm getting more. It's more gratifying to me if there's some level of action, because that's how I believe we're portrayed in the business, is action actors, right? Let's have something involved. Let's have that level. Look, I've played roles where there's engaging conversation, there's engaging dialogue, and it's satisfying to me. It's gratifying. I enjoy the art of this artificial dialogue that's going on and then the show and how it plays into it. But the action that's involved, I get a far more thrill at my leg than not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and definitely the reason why I ask, just from keeping in touch with our audience and some of the fans, there's aspiring actors and aspiring writers, and I always like to get the perspective of the writer and the actor and kind of what got them through their journey. And I'm just honored that I'm able to have some extensive stuntmen like you guys, and just being able to share that narrative with the fans, because I'm sure some of the folks that tune in are guys that or gals that want to get into stunts or do both. So it's definitely great to get the perspective from you guys. Anyone that's, and again, it's not for everybody, but it's definitely great to get the kind of the background from experts like you guys. So.
Yeah, and there's miseducation, or people just don't know, and they want to understand it. I've had a few people reach, well, how do they do that with a double and this and that? And I was like, there's no doubles. I know, but the glass could have gone into your eye, could have been, and then you start kind of bringing the whole thing to light, and they start really grasping that these are roles that he and I will see, but an actor. Because the production basically saying, hey, look, we're gonna shoot this thing. We don't want to double. We want to go in on the day. We don't want this to turn. One of the many things that could be saying, we don't want this to turn into 3 days. We want to be efficient with time. Get us somebody who's a stunt performer that knows how to act. So and it's funny to see some of these faces, folks that, and I'm not sure if Bobby's had that sort of awakening from people that they're like, what do you mean? Yeah, no, but the window shattered. And you're just there. What about your stunt double? I was like, no. So you know what I'm saying? So there is that miseducation, or it's not miseducation, just people that are just not aware. Bobby, you right?
Yeah, one I always get is so they always put a pad down for you guys. It's like, no, there's so where's the pad at? Like, what are you talking about, guy? I'm not hitting the pad. I'm hitting the floor. So yeah, that's a lot of misconceptions. Yeah, like Girard said, there's a lot of not being educated on certain things. You know what I mean? And also, he said as well, we'll get different breakdowns that that regular. I don't want to say regular actors because everybody's regular, right? But that certain actors won't get. If you're a stunt performer and actor, you'll get some opportunities that a person who isn't a regular actor will get, just because you can perform your own stunts and you can take you can handle it. You know what I mean? You can handle whatever is going to happen. But yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions on what it actually being a stuntman is. You know, a lot of guys think, I don't want to say a lot of guys, but there's a lot of people that think that it's, you know, like I said, that you're going to land on a pad all the time, or that, you know, that it's soft, or that you're not really, when they say hit the ground, they mean hit the ground. They don't mean, you know, put your hand back and look back, because you wouldn't fall like that in real life. You wouldn't look back to see where you're going to fall. You're just going to hit, you know, so there's a lot of misconceptions on things.
Yeah, no, and as you guys have, you know, seen in the industry, there's definitely, you know, some folks that lose their lives, you know, doing stunts and during the stunt shoots. So it's definitely a very serious part of the filming process, and that's why I have respect for guys like you that do it, and you know, just the risk that you guys take, and yeah, I know there's a lot of you know, prep that goes in before you guys actually do the shoots. So it's just great once we get it you know, come to life, and that, you know, you guys can do it safely.
Thank you.
There. Guys, I want to be respectful of your time. I can easily, you know, go another few hours with you guys, but I know it's the weekend, and I know Bobby wants to go work out.
I literally have my little one. She's gonna come in and say hi because she's a big fan of Cobra Kai. She's gonna come in and say hi.
Yeah.
She wants to see Bobby. She's a fan of the show. She's a fan of Hector. So okay, let's just let her check you out here.
Yeah,
and Mr. MovieJunk. She's shy. But she's shy, but she wants to one day be an actor.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Okay. Anyways, but thank you so much. No, thank you for your time. It was definitely enjoyable. I got a chance to see Bobby, who I haven't seen for a long time because of this whole COVID stuff. Can you hear me?
Yeah. sorry, I had to return back. Like, oh yeah.
Bobby isn't reacting to the love that I'm showing.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, I got that.
I'm like pouring out my heart here on your show. We're here on MovieJunk. I'm pouring out my heart to Bobby. I haven't seen in so long. My partner in crime, and he just like.
Yeah, I thought it was going to keep going on. I was waiting for it. Yeah.
Bobby's facial expressions were going on with you, and I was like, I can't hear what's going on.
Yeah, I was like,
cut me off. Give me some sort of acknowledgement, you know?
Yeah. Why, you didn't see the tear fall? The camera didn't catch that. The camera didn't catch the tear fall. But no, same, brother. I can't wait till, you know, we do this again, and we're on set, breaking windows this time.
And look, I'll just close with this. I'll just say this: fingers crossed for Hector and Juan season 4. Bobby, are we on the same page?
We're on the same page, man.
No, we definitely should reconnect once we see you guys in the preview for season 4, and definitely once you guys are able to share, you know, more of what the August project is, it'd be great to.
Who said something about us? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know, Bobby. You know what this guy's talking about?
What are you doing, man?
We'll definitely reconnect again, guys, and super honored. And
you know he's gonna go on IMDb, see what the fuck's going on.
I got my.
Anyways, thank you so much. What's that?
I got my theories, but we'll wait until end of the year.
No idea what he's talking about.
Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll definitely reconnect.
Thank you.
Soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.